Sir, Bhagavad Gita's natural description is that Bhagavad Gita is the sermon about the seat of the soul in heaven, even though the body does not move. And that was given from Krishna to Yudhishthir because he didn't
To
want to
Arjun. Yeah,
fight.
to Arjun. It was given on the battlefield to
Yes,
Arjun.
please, Arjun. Yes, sir, Arjun. And then Arjun thought he was against Bhishma. He respected Bhishma very much. So then he said, Krishna gave him the example of someone, and he told that even though we die and our body does not move, and but the soul finds a seat in heaven.
Okay, so that is the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. Fine.
Yes.
But what I'm going to make it simpler for the other kids who really haven't understood or read the basics of the Bhagavad Gita. So as Naman was talking about Maya, all right. So Maya is basically, if I were to put it in simple words, it is the ropes that bind us. Okay, we are bound by certain ropes. Okay, and these ropes are the bad qualities. And what are these bad qualities, and why do we call them bad? These bad qualities, with one of which we're going to deal with today, is pride. Okay, and why pride is bad, how it affects us. You've all heard that pride comes before a fall, right? You all have all heard that so many times. But why is pride bad? Can anyone say or type in quickly in the chat boxes? Because soon
Prabhuji, pride is very harmful because if just like it is said, the pauper is proud of his penny. Sorry, the beggar is proud of his penny.
right.
And even though we are not qualified to be proud, we find the smallest of the smallest thing and we become proud for it. And when we become proud, we can't, we don't respect anyone.
Correct. So basically, the seed of the problem is what? We think that if we have a particular good quality that we are proud of, the good quality could be good looks, you're very knowledgeable, you're very rich, you're very famous, you're very strong. So typically these qualities is what one looks up to, right? In this world, if someone is very rich, if someone is very beautiful, good looking, Miss India, Miss World, this, that, or someone is very famous, these are the qualities that tend to make someone proud. But we need to understand two things. One, that these qualities are given to us by the Lord. All right. So it is a blessing that we have got. And secondly, and most importantly, these qualities are with us temporarily. That means sooner or later it will go away. So whether it is your fame, right?
Yes.
There are so many people who've been famous in history. Look at history and see so many people and the fame that comes and it goes. Rajesh Khanna, he was the superstar of the 70s. All right. And then it went away.
Sir, I have an
Money.
example.
Money, again, I won't know it. We'll discuss later. Okay. Money comes and goes away again. So you've seen a lot of people who are very rich and become poor. Beauty, again, comes and goes away. So you see the beautiful women of 70s and 80s, all the movie stars. Look at them now. So all this is temporary. So we need to understand that all these qualities which are appreciated in the world are temporary. And because they are temporary, we shouldn't be proud of them. Okay, now I'm going to start with the stories. After every story, we'll have some discussion and some interaction. But during the story, I need absolute silence. Is that perfect? And in the chat room, if you all have any questions,
Yes, sir.
you all can always just type in. We will make sure that we take those sooner or later. Is that fine? Or anyone
Yes,
has?
Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
perfect.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So here we go with the first story. Now, this is a story of a sculptor. Now, he was very good at his work. You know what a sculptor does? He basically makes these beautiful statues. All right. Excellent in his work, world renowned, really famous. Now, because he was good at his work and he was famous, right? He obviously became proud. Now, to such an extent, he became proud that he thought he can say anything, do anything. Now he became old, but his work continued. He was still very good at his work. One fine day, it was time for him to die. Now, when we die, who comes to take us? It is Yamraj. All right, the messenger.
Sir, it is Yamadut.
Yamadut and Yamraj. Yes, so they come. So now, for his case, Yamraj came himself, and he told him, "Hello, it's time for you to go. Let's go." And he was like, "Hello." Yamdut came first, and they told him, "It's time for you to go. So Yamraj is coming. Please, any last minute things, we're giving you a choice. Last minute ka kuch hai, last wish, please fulfill it." And he was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." But he was very smart. He had already made 4, 5 statues of his, and he had kept exactly who looked like him. So what he decided to do, and he had kept that in the room. So he went there quickly and unleashed all the statues, did the last minute finishing, and he stood there himself like the statue. So the Yamduts came back and they were like, "Arey, all of them are looking the same. Who's the guy we're supposed to take? Arey, Yamraj will be here any moment. We have to make sure that we're ready with the guy at the door. Now here to everyone is looking the same." So then Yamraj came in and Yamraj said, "Where is he?" Yamduta said, "Sorry, but we are a little confused. All of them look the same. Now he's a sculptor. He's trying to cheat us. He's trying to make a fool out of us." Yamraj just smiled. He said, "Really?" And he started laughing. "Really? You think the sculpture can make a fool out of us? Come, take me to the room." And he came into the room. And when he saw all the sculptures, obviously Yamraj also, he was very good at his work. I told you the sculpture. So the Yamraj was also not able to make out who it is the real person. But Yamraj is one of the Mahajans, 12 Mahajans. He's very smart. All right. So he again started laughing. He's saying, "What? You all couldn't make out?" Then this conversation is happening between the Yamraj and the Yamdutas, and the sculpture is hearing. Yamduta said, "No, we couldn't make out. See, all of them are looking the same." Yamraj said, "Arey, we have seen so many better sculptures. What is this? Here, there are so many flaws. I can make out who's the real, each one has some flaw or the other." And the moment the sculpture heard that there were flaws, out of his pride that I can't make any flaws, he jumped out and he said, "Impossible! There is no flaw in any of these. Tell me where the flaw is." And the moment he said that, Yamraj held him by his collar and he said, "Chalo beta, let's go." All right. So this is what pride does. If you're good at your stuff, fine. But the moment it goes to your head, all right, and we will take some examples of history. The moment it goes to your head, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Yes. Now tell me, someone wanted to say something before we were starting.
Prabhuji, can I? I am
First
ready.
the name. Okay, whoever is speaking, first the name. Camera has to be on, and then you please speak. Go ahead. Who's
Hare
the first?
Krishna Prabhuji. My name is Sumit.
Sorry, what's your name, dear?
Sumit.
Yes, Sumit. Please tell me.
Prabhuji, in the Mahabharata, Duryodhana was having proud. There's a story comes in Mahabharata that Krishna tells Yudhishthira Maharaj and Duryodhana to go in the full Hastinapur and search who is better than you, who is better than you.
Correct.
So they all went in.
I will tell the story in details.
So all of them went there, and now when Duryodhana came, he said that no one is better than me.
Correct.
I am the strongest of all, and I am the qualified of all.
Absolutely
when
right.
Yudhishthira came, and his result was, he said that everyone is better than me. No one
Yes.
is non-qualified than me. Everyone is qualified than me. So these games, we can know from here who has the pride.
Absolutely right. And then because you know who had the pride, You saw it was Duryodhana who had the pride and Yudhishthir was very humble. You all know end of Mahabharat what happened. Who became finally the king and who was vanquished, right?
Sir, I also have one of the
Prabhuji, can I say something? I am Vedic.
Yes, you had raised your hand, Vedic. Please go ahead. Tell me.
Prabhuji, I cannot on my video, so but can
No
I
problem.
continue?
Yes,
Yes,
please go
Prabhuji.
ahead.
I wanted to like define, like to say something about pride.
Yes, please go ahead.
Pride is like compared to the slow poison which we drink ourselves. If we like, if we're not very good at something, we should be humble and be like a child to learn and accept the things. But if even if we are very good, we need to learn the small things, which we small things are the flaws which we do. But here in the sculptor's case, he was very proud. So at the end, all the negative things happened to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. Well said. Well said. Uday, next is you. You wanted to say something, Uday?
Sir, once Duryodhan and Yudhishthir went to Krishna to ask for his help. But
For his help.
Krishna,
For the Mahabharat war, right? That's
Yes,
the one
sir.
you're talking about.
What
Yes.
is it?
asked for his help in the Mahabharat war, and
Meeting
Yudhishthir
is going on. Some I
near,
want to listen this.
Yudhishthir sat near his feet, and Duryodhan sat near his head because of his pride. And then Duryodhan,
Duryodhan didn't sit on his head. He sat next to him. Yes.
yes, sir, he
Yeah,
sat
then-
next to his head
Hmm.
by saying, I am very strong and I should sit here. He was very proud of himself. So then Duryodhan, Krishna saw Yudhishthir first because he was sitting near his feet. How can Krishna see? How can Krishna see behind his head? So,
Yes.
so then he asked Yudhishthir, "What? I won't be I won't be fighting in the war, but I will ask you two things. I will give you two things:
Yes.
my army,
Yes. What are the choices?
or my morals and my health."
No, he said, my army or me without any weapons. That's what he said.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So go ahead.
My army and me without my weapons.
Yes.
or
So
something. I will just give you my morals. Then Duryodhan said, I came first. I should be the first to choose. Then Krishna said, no, but I couldn't see you because you were standing beside my head. So, and Arjun is younger. So we will give Arjun the chance first. So Duryodhan said, okay. Okay, he had to agree to Krishna. He was a avatar of Vishnu. He was a god like being. So then he said that Arjun quickly responded with, I want your help without your weapons.
correct. So
And-
basically, this
and
story,
Duryodhan-
I'll cut you a little short over here because this story is not more about pride. This story is more about choosing the Lord versus choosing the opulence of the Lord. So Duryodhan chose the opulence of the Lord. That was the Narayani Sena.
Yes, sir.
And Arjun chose the Lord. So this story is more apt. It's not so much for the pride aspect, but it's a nice story. It's from the Mahabharata. So this story, kids, what Uday said.
But no, here is a pride example that he sat beside his head because he thought he was more supreme than Krishna. That's the part I wanted to say about the pride.
Okay, perfect. That's logical. That is logical. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Anyone has any doubt, or should we get to the next story? Anyone has? Any...
Prabhuji, can I also say one story from which Duryodhan was very proud?
Yeah, quickly, huh? Dimple?
Yeah.
Yes.
So once Durvasa Muni came to Duryodhan to have a very nice meal, so he served it very nice. Durvasa Muni asked him for a boon. So he said that please give your blessings to Yudhishthira and his brothers. So Durvasa agreed and he went to their hermitage. Then the Pandavas said to Draupadi that, see, Durvasa Muni have come. Did you is there any food left? Draupadi said that no, because I have already cleaned the utensils. So now no food can come from it. But
That
it was,
Ajay Patra that Draupadi had.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's not Duryodhan. That was Draupadi.
So,
Yeah, let her complete. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
so then Draupadi prayed to Krishna and Krishna came, and so she requested that please make please feed every living beings and you, because Krishna was also hungry. There was only one rice, so she gave it to Krishna. So Durvasa and all the sages were also, they were not hungry, so they left.
Perfect. Yes, Dimple. This is a beautiful story which brings out the devotional and surrender aspect of Draupadi. So when we are in trouble, all right, and when we have no other way to go, Draupadi in the past also, when she was being dishonored and disrobed in the courtroom, she had surrendered to Krishna. And even here, so this story is a beautiful story again, which shows the surrender of Draupadi. Beautiful, beautiful, very nice. Absolutely. Now we'll go to the next story, and then someone had raised their hand. I'll give Srirang a chance as soon as we finish the next story. All right. And I would really want kids who haven't spoken yesterday. I would really want kids who haven't spoken yesterday to be involved in interaction today. All right. So Shaili, Raghunandan, Krishna, all of you all who haven't spoken yesterday, Vedika, okay, I'll really be happy if you all can be involved today in some interaction. Okay, let's get to the next one. Okay. So
Sir, I want to tell you
two
something.
animals, all right? One was the jaguar and one is the cougar. Now, both of them are from the wildcat family, all right? Both of them are powerful, wild, tough. It so happened that they reached a water hole. Now, again, both reached together and both of them started looking at each other that I want to have the water first. And the second one looked in anger. So in their own language, they started snarling and growling and, that it is I'm the king over here. I'm the most powerful over here. I'll have the water first. I'll have the water first, So that argument was on. Now that argument turned into a fight. And they actually got into a wild fight with each other. Both of them are very powerful, right? Both being very powerful, what happened? Both of them were injured, but they continued to fight. They didn't stop. They wanted to prove their superiority, that I am stronger. And what was the topic of discussion? Who will have water first? Can you imagine? Both could have easily had water, but both of them were very proud that we are the strongest. We will have water first. So based on that, the fight continued for over 3 hours. They were fighting and fighting, and finally they were both so badly that both of them were just about to fall dead. And they couldn't take it any longer. They couldn't fight any longer, and they were both nearly dropping down. And while they were doing that, there was a big bunch of vultures who was right on top, who was the audience to this mega fight. And they were very happy because both of them were fighting and they were just waiting that who will fight and fall down dead first. But here, both of them virtually landed up falling dead. And in the end, ultimately what happened? None of them drank the water, neither the cougar, neither the jaguar. And the vultures had a feast because they got two large animals who fought with each other because of pride and fell down dead, and the vultures enjoyed. Again, pride Okay, now you all tell me what do you understand from the story? Now we will start with 1 minute.
Prabhuji, please tell the story again. I couldn't hear well.
I will not be able to repeat it. I'll share the recording. Maybe your internet connection has a problem. I'll share the recording with you. So whoever missed,
Prabhuji, please share it again from that point where they were very
I'll share
much
the whole
into.
recording. Don't worry. The entire recording will be there for people who missed. So whatever you missed, you can rehear. Now,
Prabhuji, this is Divisha this side. May I speak?
absolutely, go ahead, Divisha. I can't
Right.
see you.
Pride comes before fall.
Pride comes before a fall, right? Okay. Anyone else wants to say something? It was Srirang last time who had raised his hand.
I
Prabhuji,
wanted to tell that when one has pride, then more problems come to him. Like as compared to first story, it is also said that when one man was very proud, means he was famous and he started boosting out himself. He became proud, and everybody then did not appreciate his position because he was so proud. And here, when they were so proud, they lost their lives also. So pride can make us means worst
Absolutely.
of things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect.
Sir,
Perfect.
Can I
Now
say
I think
something?
Vedic wants to say something. He's got his...
Prabhuji, can I say? It's me, Dimple.
Okay, Dimple. Go ahead.
Yes. So when someone gets pride, it uses the thing from which he gets pride of, and then when he starts show offing it. When he show off, all the other people may get jealous of
Perfect.
him.
Tell me
And
something. Have any of y'all ever experienced that you all have become proud of something and then immediately God has sent his signal to you that it's not good to be proud? Do you all have any such incident in your lives?
Sir, I want to say
Yes. Who's this?
Vedika.
Vedika, please go ahead. Yes.
Now I was playing down with my friends and we were playing hide and seek. So all my friends were out, but I was the only one who wasn't out.
Right.
So in the end, my friend Anaga, she was like drinking water, and then I slowly hid, and then did her dhappa, and then everyone like dancing. So I became proud of me that time.
You became proud. Yes. So
2 times I was proud.
okay, it happened twice. Okay. Anyone else who wants to share any such incident where you felt that pride, which is not right typically, but you all have still felt it? All of us feel it. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, I've had hundreds of such experiences. So anyone wants to share any such thing?
sir, we get pride when we win an award or something like that. But pride is just a pin with somebody explained that pride is just a decorated pin by Maya.
Right.
Prabhuji, I wanted to share
it's
something.
again like a slow poison. So there's a quote which I want to say.
Yes, loudly. I
whatever
can't hear you. The quote should be loud. Let's hear it.
Prabhuji, can you hear me now?
Yes.
The quote is, whatever is nectar in the starting is poison in the end, and whatever is poison in the starting is nectar in the end. So whenever we feel proud, we feel that yes, this is very good, and I am the most powerful, and that and this. So and after that, when the downfall happens, we feel yes, that was not good. So that's why it was not the nectar but the poison. So the whatever is nectar in the starting is poison in the end.
Very well said. Very well. Great.
Prabhuji, can I share?
Yes. Your name, who's this? And then we'll take the next story.
Sir, I am Uday and I have
Yeah.
3 P's to share.
Please.
Pollution, pride, and poison. These 3 will kill you very, very slowly.
Okay, perfect. Good.
Prabhuji, and I wanted to tell an incident.
Yes, Srirang, go ahead. And then after Srirang's incident, we'll go to the next story and then we'll come back with more discussion. Yes, Srirang.
Prabhuji, when I was in junior KG, then
Be a
means
little loud. Be a little loud. What are you saying? Where were you?
Prabhuji, when I was in junior KG, then what happened is when I went for
Can't hear you clearly. I can't hear you clearly.
Prabhuji, now can you hear?
No, it's a little blurred. Anyone? Can others also hear him clearly or no?
We can hear him clearly.
Prabhuji, 1 minute.
Sir, but it's the
So
voice
Prabhuji, now can you
maybe
hear me?
your
Can you be too? Can you be
maybe
louder?
from
Okay,
your
go
side
ahead.
the voice
Everyone
is
on mute,
low.
please. He'll speak. Yes, Sriram.
Prabhuji, now can you hear?
Yeah.
So I was in junior KG. I won an award in sports. Then I became proud. Then after some time, it happened like I got some message that I have not got the prize. And then I became sad. Then after some days, they invited me to the stage. They gave me prize.
Oh, so good. See, God immediately sent his signal. Yeah, and then you got a correction that next time, now you learned your lesson, right? Lovely, lovely.
Prabhuji, may I say one thing?
Yes, this is the last.
Naman Pandey.
We will not have time.
Prabhuji,
for
I
more
will
stories
say it very quickly.
now. Yeah.
So for a person in goodness or sattva guna, in the beginning it is poison, but in the end it is nectar. For
Yeah.
a person in rajoguna or passion, it is nectar in the beginning, but poison in the end. And for a person in ignorance, it is poison in the beginning and poison in the end.
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Absolutely. Well said. Very well said. Very well said from the Bhagavad Gita. Very well said. Okay. So now what happens typically when we have pride? One and most important is to know that there is a downfall. So we'll take one such story of an insect and a spider. Now you'll all know that a spider typically weaves a beautiful web, right? And the longer the spider stays at a particular space, a place, the bigger, the more intricate, and the more complicated is the web of the spider. So once there was this beautiful cornfield, and in the cornfield, the spider was staying, and he had made this wonderful, huge web. And the way it hunts is all the insects are typically trapped in that web, and there is no way they can get down because the way the web is made, they get stuck onto it. So the spider had this beautiful web that he had made, and he landed up catching this particular insect. Now, nice, big, juicy insect. And he was about to go eat that insect, and that insect told him, please, please, please spare me. I have a family and my kids are small and all of that story. And the spider said, no, why should I? He said, see, if you spare me now, I'll also give you one gem of an advice. So he said, what advice will this, thin, leany, meany insect give me? And, but he said, okay, let me just ask him. Anyway, I'm going to kill him. But let me at least take his advice. So with that intention of anyway killing him, but just listening to him for the heck of listening, the spider said, okay, bhai, bolo, kya bolna aapko? So the insect told him, see, this cornfield, the corn is absolutely ripe now. Now, the very fact that it is ripe, that means there's a huge machine going to come, which is going to harvest the corn. Now, I request you to save your life by moving out of this field immediately. Spare me, I'll also run, you also run, because you will save your life, I'll save my life. And the spider said, really? You think I'm going to believe your story? I've been here for so long. You're just saying this to try and save yourself? Nothing is going to kill me. I'm here and I'm going to be living. What makes you think that I'm going to die here and I should believe your story? He said, see, I'm telling you because I have lived longer on this field. Whenever the corn is ripe, it is harvested. The farmer will get this huge machine to harvest everything and you will die. So please listen to me. I've given you a very good piece of advice. It will save your life. Please leave me. So the proud spider didn't bother. खा गया उसको. और आराम से खा के he went to sleep. Now he was sleeping, and the next morning itself, he was awakened with the sound of this huge machine. So I don't know if any of you all have seen mechanized farming. Typically the harvesting is done by the machines. So it's like, at least in the cities,
Yes, Prabhuji.
a bulldozer which typically, runs over a particular a house or something and just crushes it within like a minute, right?
I have seen it.
Yeah, so similar machines are there which harvest the entire crop in a few minutes. So that machine was harvesting and cutting the entire thing, and that's what ended the house of the spider too. So in being so proud, he had overlooked good advice by someone who was much weaker. So again, an important lesson. Now you all tell me.
Prabhuji, if we, because of pride,
Prabhuji,
we
it's
don't
the
listen to good advice and
We should
just
only
end up
set
ending our own lives.
Let's have someone. See, 2-3 people are speaking. Let's have someone who.
Prabhuji,
Mother, can you spot anyone who hasn't spoken and raising their hand? Can you please, anyone raise your hand who hasn't spoken? I would really want someone who hasn't spoken. Like I can see Ram, I can't see him, and he hasn't spoken. Harshit, Kavita, it should be, or Kavita, I don't know. I don't see you. So then there's Kanchan Gupta. So if you all can.
That is Varun.
Varun, okay. So Varun, put your name. Why are you as Kanchan Gupta? All right, please edit your name and then speak up.
Prabhuji, can I tell?
So I would really want someone who hasn't spoken to speak this time.
Sir,
Sumit hasn't spoken. Sumit, do you want to speak? You have raised your hand, Sumit.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, because the spider, because of his pride, that hey, why you will give your advice? You are smaller than me. Because Ravana was also having this pride. You in the last Dasera session, you told that Ravana was also having pride, and because Vibhishana tried to give him advice, he didn't listen to it.
Beautiful example.
So we
Absolutely
think
right.
that he's giving wrong advice, but in the letter we came to know that what he was saying, it is right. But I made the mistake. I didn't listen to him.
Absolutely. So very good example that you've given is that of Ravana, who again got so much of advice from the people he thought who were less than him, in any respect, age, strength, power, they were all less than him. So when someone gives us an advice who's at a lower strata, for whatever reason, it could be money, it could be knowledge, it could be whatever, we shouldn't be so proud to overlook that advice. Like the spider over here, overlook the advice of a small, tiny insect. So you never know, good advice can come from anyone. So it's good to be open-minded. And if you're not proud, then your mind is more open. And when it is open, it will absorb more. And if it absorbs more, obviously you will land up taking some better decision with better advice. Yes. Okay, Dimple, please go ahead. And then Vedika.
Prabhuji, when we get pride, we feel that we are very much intelligent, but and we feel that we are very powerful. But the next one to him, the next one will be maybe very helpless, but it may be intelligent. So we shall hear the advice of it instead of being very proud of it.
Yes, absolutely. Vedika, now what do you want to say, dear?
I want to tell an incident.
Yes, please go ahead, Vedika. Tell.
So I had a friend. Now we had a test coming up of science. So I told her to study hard because we both were study partners. Then she said she didn't listen to me. But the next day when the test came, she failed, and I had studied. That's why I got good grades.
Oh, very nice. Huh? Very nice. See, it shows such incidents, within our lives show us. And beautiful, very nice. So that I'm sure your friend would have learned a good lesson for life. Yeah. So
now she also gets good grades.
now she gets not good. Now she learned. Good that she learned a
Yes.
good lesson very easily. Okay, now typically, let's see now, kids, what is the solution over here? Now we're running a little short of time, so I have some more stories, but I think I'll have to cut them short. I'll have to probably, I have 3-4 more stories, but probably I'll end up telling maybe 1 or 2 more. So let's come to the solution. What do you all think? Quickly in the chat boxes. What is the solution? So if you're proud of something, what should we do? What is the solution? Quickly in the chat boxes, whatever comes.
Bhakti Marg.
Type it
Bhakti.
down. Type it down.
Bhakti
No, no,
Marg.
no, no. I'm not taking individual answers. Type it down in the chat box. What is the solution? Bhakti, okay. That, okay, will take time for people to, and let the message be to everyone. Yes. We should see people who are better than us. Okay. We should see everyone as same.
Sir, what about the other story?
Varun, wait patiently. Try to see the message over here in the chat box. What do you think about pride? Take good advice. Be humble. Be sober. Be in the association of devotees. Yeah. Okay. What else? Try not to be proud. Okay. Be sober. Okay. Anyone else? We learn from our elders to be humble. Okay. Kanishka says, treat everyone equal, not to boast. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So very good answers. Take advice, Vedika says, rightly. Perfect. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you all typically 3 things, some of which you all have said. I'm just going to reinforce on that. I had stories to explain the same, but I don't think we have time for that. So the first one is something known as, I had a story for this, but it's known as the internal cleansing process. That means some things that you all have mentioned over there, we have to clear ourselves from inside. So what is pride? Pride is something which blurs our vision. Like Vedika, you're wearing specs, okay? Now, for example, if there's dust particle on it, will you be able to see clearly?
No, there's some kind of smoke, and sometimes you can't see anything.
You
It
can't
gets
see, right?
fully blurred.
Right. So dust particles, smoke, all this blurs your vision. Similarly, pride is something which blurs our vision and we cannot see clearly. And if we don't see clearly, obviously we're going to get into an accident. You agree on that? So the first thing is we should have that internal cleansing process, I would say, that we try and avoid that. If we're more clear internally, our vision will be clear. So that's the first thing I would say. Second thing, which I even mentioned earlier, I will just repeat that point, is that we should remember that whatever we have is the gift of God. Whatever skills we have. So suppose someone is very good in learning Sanskrit verses. Somebody is very good at cricket. Somebody is an amazing singer. Somebody is extremely beautiful. All right. Please remember, all these things are a gift of the Lord to you. And if you don't be humble, then the Lord will make sure that He puts you in a humble position. Okay. Now that is the third and important point that I want to tell you, is that God does not like pride. He likes humility, and He will make sure He actually, I will not say He either crushes your pride or gives you a message how you should not be proud. And I'm going to take this one story from the Ramayana. Now you all know Hanumanji.
Yes.
The utmost or the best devotee and the best in serving Lord Ram, right? But there was one incident, and only one incident in the Ramayana, which is there, which shows that once Lord Ram got a little annoyed with Hanumanji. Can you imagine? Lord Ram got annoyed with Hanumanji. What happened? Okay, now what happened is what I'm going to tell you. So when the bridge was being built to Lanka, you'll all know that. Yes, the bridge was being built. Everyone was contributing. Everyone was taking, huge builders, taking Lord Ram's name and throwing the boulders, throwing the stones, whatever, and getting the bridge made. Everyone was involved with their heart and soul. So obviously Hanumanji was also doing the same. And while doing so, he was just picking up these big boulders and about to throw, when suddenly he noticed in his foot, near his foot, there was this small little squirrel who's also picking up something and trying to throw. You know, and Hanumanji was like, hello, move aside, I'll crush you. You know, do you know how important a task is happening over here? And the squirrel told him, even I want to help Lord Ram. Even I am throwing stones in the water. Look at this. I have a stone in my hand with Lord Ram written on it. And Hanumanji said, Arey Baba, you let it be. It is not a task for you. You know, it is not meant for you. Why? Hanumanji went on his size. That you're so chotu. How much will you lift? How much will you throw? How much will it help? That was the thought in Hanumanji's mind. And also thinking that I am huge, I am powerful, and I can put big boulders really fast. And when Lord Ram saw this, that is when he told Hanumanji, he actually scolded him. That's the only time that Hanumanji got a scolding from Lord Ram. And Lord Ram told him that, for me, you and the squirrel are equal. And you know why? Because you are doing something to the best of your capacity, and he is also doing something to the best of his capacity. And both of you all are serving me. That one statement was enough to bring Hanumanji straight down. And after that incident, there is no other mention ever. Hanumanji went on to do such fantastic seva for Lord Ram, but always with his head down. When he burnt Lanka, when he found Sita Maiya, and when he got the Sanjeevani, all of that he did with super humility. Right? So the third important thing that we need to remember is that Lord crushes pride. Lord does not like pride. Okay? So this is what we need to remember. Now I'll give you one or two, I'll give you a real life example of how Lord crushes pride. Have you all heard, now you all can unmute yourself and you all can put in the chat box. Have you all heard of this boxer called Muhammad Ali?
Yes.
Muhammad
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, Vedika, so in the 1970s and early 80s, Muhammad Ali was the most powerful boxer in this entire world. He was a world champion boxer. All right. So, and he was winning tournaments after tournaments, he was winning.
He was American, German, or whom?
From which country he was, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting that. From which country he was, but he was the number one boxer of the world. All right. Now, one day when he won one of these titles, and the interviewer of one of the leading magazines and television came up to him and he held his, the trophy, and he said, Muhammad Ali the Great. Is there anyone stronger? This is Muhammad Ali the Great. This is what he said. Now, this happened in the 70s. All right. Now, 25 years later, this same Muhammad Ali developed Parkinson. All right. And obviously, because he was a great boxer, once he was invited to light. Do you all know the Olympics? There's a torch in the Olympics. Yeah. There's a torch has to be lit when the Olympics games start. Okay. Now this torch is held by the legends who have been great athletes, gymnasts, and on so on in various sports. So Muhammad Ali was given the task of lighting this Olympic torch. Now, 25 odd years or 30 years odd later, he had developed Parkinson, and this Muhammad Ali the Great couldn't even hold that torch properly. And he didn't have the
What is Parkinson? You told us something.
He needed someone to hold his hand and actually light the torch. So when a reporter asked him that, how did you feel after lighting the torch, Muhammad Ali the Great? He said, I am Muhammad Ali the Great, but I am Muhammad Ali the greatest fool. And the reporter said, why? He said, 30 years ago, 25 years, 30 years ago, when I was a champion, I was so proud that I said, I added to my name, Muhammad Ali, the Great, thinking that I'm the most powerful. And look at me now. I'm the same person, but I can't even hold a torch. So this is God's way of crushing anyone who has pride. Now we've overstepped our time,
Sir,
but
I have a question.
another 5 minutes for questions and discussions, okay? Yes, now one at a time. Who's going first?
Sir Uday.
Okay, Uday.
Sir, there in the picture you are showing building the bridge.
Yes.
There's Hanuman and he's writing Ram on every stone used to build a bridge to Lanka. Why is he writing Ram on
Okay,
every
so
stone?
typically, do you know, do stones float on water, Uday?
Yes, sir, it's the pumice rocks.
No. Typically, these were not one particular kind of rocks. These were rocks got from anywhere and everywhere. And they were only floating after Lord Ram's name was engraved on them. And whoever was throwing the stone in the water actually chanted the names of the Lord. That's how the bridge was built. It was a floating bridge, which was made by rocks.
Sir, there was a promise. I thought only the promise made it still that the Samudra god, means the sea god, who was Samudra, he said that I will be still. That's why I thought that it will be still. But I didn't know that it floated.
No.
And Ram was
Lord Ram had asked Samudra for a way, and the Samudra didn't give way. And then when Lord Ram was about to dry the entire ocean, and then the god came and apologized. He said, no, please, now you can, I'll give you way. And then, the way that was thought is that they started throwing stones, and initially the stones were, sinking.
drowning.
And later, when the Lord's name was engraved on it and they were put in the water, they actually were floating. Okay. Yes, Vedika, go ahead, please.
Sir, I thought they used pumice rocks. That's why I asked that why
They
were
did not have time to go and pick and choose what rocks float, what rocks don't. So whatever rocks were got, whatever material was got, everything was thrown in with the Lord's name. And
Sir, even the squirrel, there was
Even
a
the-
squirrel.
so if you heard the story, that's what I was saying. Everyone was contributing towards building the bridge to their capacity. So the squirrel, whatever little pebbles he could pick up, he picked up that and he was throwing it, chanting the Lord's name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Vedika.
Sir, before that, the spider and the insect, the story which was saying, what happened?
Right.
to the
Sorry, your voice is cracking, Vedika. What are you saying? What happened to the insect?
I couldn't hear it.
Vedika, you frozen. I couldn't hear you. Once again, repeat your question, dear.
Yes.
So Vedika, you could not hear the story. We will be sending you the recording so you can hear it. All right.
What happened to the
The insect, he was killed
Okay.
night. Vedika, in the night, the insect was killed by the spider. And the spider ate the insect and he was relaxing without paying heed to what the insect had told him. Crushed with the machine because he
Okay.
didn't take the good advice of the insect who was trying to save his life and the spider's life. He didn't take that good advice. Okay. Yes. Anyone else with any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
We're going to wrap up so we can
I'm
take
Sumit.
questions. I would really appreciate someone who hasn't spoken. Parikshit, Naman, I don't
Hare Krishna
Naman has spoken. Parikshit, I don't see you. I don't hear you. Harshit,
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Tanay. Yes, if we can see you and we can, I can hear you, it'll be nice. So that we have all kids participating, it'll really be nice.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Siddhi, any questions from you? Any comments from you? Kanishka, any questions from you? Shaili, any questions from you?
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
No?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Shaili, what are you saying?
I am Sumit.
Is the Ramayana true?
Is the Ramayana true? Of course it is true. Ramayana is the most important, you can say, lesson for all of us, because it teaches us how to have an ideal life. Now, the unfortunate thing is the Britishers, they attached a word called mythology. All right, because we were under the British rule, you would have read that in school.
Yes.
When the Britishers came, they attached a lot of these words to our scriptures and our history. Ramayana is true history. So if you ever read the word mythology with it, please, and if you Google today, you will find adequate proofs, all right, to show that the Ramayana happened. For example, there's a picture from NASA which shows this, the bridge that is there, which is now submerged. The bridge that they had made from Rameshwaram to Lanka. So there are pictures on Google, you will
Sir,
find.
the bridge was called Ram Setu.
Ram Setu, yeah, you will find it. So please, Shaili, go and Google and search, and you will find some of the answers. Right?
Okay. Thank
So
you.
if anybody tells you it's mythology, no. Ramayana, Mahabharata are all history. Yes, anyone else? Last question, and then we'll have to end the
Hare
session.
Krishna Prabhuji, I am Sumit.
Yes, Sumit.
Is my voice coming?
Yes, it's coming. If you switch on your camera, I'll be able to see you also. Yes.
Prabhuji, is we responsible for thinking that Raman or the British are impossible? Sorry,
Now I can't hear you.
responsible
Sorry.
because
Your voice is
if
cracking.
anyone say Prabhuji, now it's okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, is Britishers responsible for thinking that Ramayana, taughting us that Ramayana, Mahabharata, Vedic, it's all mythology, or we are responsible because anything myth is saying to us, we should not believe to it. So we humans are responsible for it, or the Britishers?
So Britishers, it was their job because they wanted to rule over India, and they wanted, how can you rule? A, divide and rule. B is they wanted to make you feel that you are inferior, and whatever you have is inferior. Okay, that is what they played, that card, as they call, that's their trump card. And unfortunately, people landed up believing and accepting, and thereby our great scriptures were misunderstood. And that's why the current generation is not completely, A, they don't understand, B, they don't want to hear, and C, they think it's all untrue. So it's really unfortunate, and that is the reason, we all should make that combined effort of trying to spread the message of the Ramayana, spread the message of the Mahabharata, so that at least y'all, who are the generation next, grow up with the right values, all the values that you need to learn in life. So what you learn in school is, I could say, there is something known as information, all right? What happened where, which country, how much, what currency, all that is needed to live a life and earn money. But there is something known as culture, all right? Money does not make a person, it is the character. And these great scriptures help us build character. Like what we are doing today, what we did yesterday is all character, respect, character. Today we did pride, character. Now in April, we're going to have a similar session for 3 days. And there we are going to take, again, character building traits like compassion, like non-complaining, and so many others that we're going to be dealing with. All right. So in April, we will meet hopefully after a month again. Hope you all have enjoyed these sessions, and we will really appreciate if you all put a message on the group.
Sir, I'm new, so can you tell me?
And then in April, when we meet again, we can have the next round of sessions. All right.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, last question because we're running out of time now. Yes.
Sir, it's not about the chapter, it's about your group and all. Sir, I'm new and I just joined yesterday. So I don't know about anything about your group, or you take a 1 month gap. Can you tell me about it?
So typically we do these sessions as and when possible. So now that you're on the group, Uday, you will keep getting all the messages. So the next session will be sometime in April and thereafter in May. So you will keep getting the messages. All right.
Sir, there's a 1 month gap.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for informing.
Prabhuji, what
Yes,
does inferior mean?
Inferior means not as good as you or not as good.
Lower.
So if you think someone is not as good as you, you're thinking him to be inferior. Okay, so if there are two apples, you know, one looks shiny and nice and one looks a little maybe underripe or maybe a little, you know, dented. So you will say this one is inferior than that. So that's what it is. It's a degree of comparison. It's a way of comparison. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I hope you all have enjoyed these sessions. Thank you so much for coming in. And we will meet again in April with some new topics. For all of this is essentially so that we become stronger and better human beings. Learn in schools will make you all great at work, you know, and you all need that knowledge. But this, whatever we try over here, is more to understand yourself better and what you should have, what you should do. All right. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much. And if you all have liked these sessions, you all can put in a message on the group. And see you all next month. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Bye.
Hi, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
While ending, I'll just end with one beautiful.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hi, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Sorry.
Varun. I'll end with this beautiful saying so that you all can remember it, which basically says that with pride there are many curses, and with humility there are many blessings. So remember that. With pride, you all will land up into trouble, and with humility, you all always get blessings. All right. I wish I had some time. I would have spoken a little more about how Ravana had accumulated 17 curses. So maybe someday in future we will also discuss that. He was very proud, and he landed up with 17 curses on his head. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you
Hare
for such amazing sessions.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Bye. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.